Right, welcome to the stream, everyone. We are going to be doing commentary for Cardiff v Fulham. The game kicks off in 22 minutes, so what we're going to do in between now and kick off, we're going to go through the lineups. We're going to go through all the other championship fixtures this weekend, and we're going to go through the league table as it stands. So we'll start off with the lineups. Let me just get them up on my phone. Whilst I do that, welcome to the stream, Josh. Welcome to the stream, Cody. What's everyone's predictions to the game? I'll decide once I've gone through the lineup. Well, when I've looked at the lineups. So we'll start off with Cardiff's team. They're playing a 4-2-3-1 with Smithies in goal, Morrison and Flint centre-back, Bennett left-back, Peltier right-back, Bacuna and Rowds in midfield with White on the right side, Murphy on the left, Tomlin in the middle and Glatzel up top. Then on the bench they have got Volks, Patterson, Nelson, Mendes-Lang, Day, Bogle and Hoylett. So a pretty strong Cardiff team. For Fulham though, they have a really good team. They have Bettinelli in goal, Ream and Mawson centre-back, Sessegnon right-back, Bryan left-back, Reed, Arter and Kearney in the midfield with Cavallero on the left, Knockaert on the right and Mitrovic up top. And on the bench for them they have McDonald, Johansson, Rodak, Lemarchand, Christie, Onoma and Camara. So those are the two lineups. We're now going to look at the league table first and then we'll look at other fixtures. So with 5 games in, Cardiff about to play their 6th game, and so Fulham could go. They can go 3rd in the league with a win on 12 points. A draw will put them in 4th, and a loss will. Well, it depends how bad the loss is. And then for Cardiff, a win will put them in. They're on -2 goal difference, so they'll be put in 5th. A draw will put them in. I'm not sure. I think it will put them in 10th. Not sure. Maybe 11th. And then a loss will just keep them. It might push them back down to 15th. But we'll see. Leeds at the moment top of the league, Swansea in 2nd, Charlton 3rd, Bristol City 4th, Fulham 5th, Preston 6th, and then Sheffield Wednesday 7th, West Brom 8th, Nottingham Forest 9th, Millwall 10th, Reading in 11th, QPR 12th, Blackburn 13th, Cardiff 14th, Birmingham 15th, Derby 16th, Middlesbrough 17th, Luton 18th, Brentford 19th, Hull 20th, Barnsley 21st, Wigan 22nd, Huddersfield 23rd and Stoke 24th. That table's probably going to change a lot from now until the end of the season, but what we're going to do now, we'll look at all the other fixtures. So today we have Cardiff v Fulham. Tomorrow we have Bristol City v Middlesbrough, which I'm probably going to do commentary for. I'm either going to do that or Southampton, Man United, I haven't decided yet. I'll decide at 11:30 tomorrow morning. Then at 12 o'clock I'll start the stream and then you'll be able to see. At 3 o'clock we got, I think, the rest of the games. So any games tomorrow? There's no games tomorrow. So the rest of the games are Birmingham v Stoke, Brentford v Derby, Leeds v Swansea. I could do that 1st v 2nd. I'm doing Chelsea, Sheffield United though. But I could honestly do that if there's commentary, I'm not sure though. I'll have a look in a minute. But we've also got Luton v Huddersfield, Millwall v Hull, Nottingham Forest v Preston, Reading v Charlton, Sheffield Wednesday v QPR, West Brom v Blackburn, Wigan v Barnsley, and that's it. Let me just have a look. I need to get this up anyway. There is there commentary? I don't think there is. Nah, there's no commentary, so I can't do that. I can do Bristol City, Middlesbrough, or Southampton, Man U. Now I'm going to do Chelsea, Sheffield United. And Burnley, Liverpool. I'm not sure about Sunday, because Sunday's my birthday. I'm probably going to do Rangers, Celtic, 12 o'clock kick-off. I won't do Everton, Wolves, because 2 o'clock that's probably the busiest time for me tomorrow. So I won't be able to do that, unfortunately. But I'll try and do Arsenal, Tottenham. Anyway, that's ready for later. Let me just get that. Is there a La Liga game today? Let me look at all the other fixtures today, because we've gone through all the Championship fixtures. Also, this is the end. There's going to be an international break, fortunately. I'm going to have a look at all the fixtures during the international break, just to see if there's any games I can do. If not, then that's going to be annoying. I'll still probably do, like, streams, but I go back to school in 6 days. So, probably won't be able to do them from Thursday onwards for like a day or two. But I need to go off this. That's women's football. Scottish Championship, Dundee United v Dundee. Is that the Inverness that was in the top division? Yeah, it is. Some Irish League games, got a La Liga game on. I might watch that if it's on ITV. Let me have a look if it is. If it is, then I'll probably watch that. Whilst I'm... Is it on? I'm not sure. Don't think it is. I'll download ITV Player. I did have it, but I got rid of it, I think. I'll re-download that. But we also got, well, we got Sevilla Celta Vigo, Athletic Bilbao v Sociedad, Borussia Mönchengladbach v RB Leipzig, Bologna v Spal, and Metz v PSG. Some decent teams playing tonight. We're doing Cardiff v Fulham because it's the only English game. ITV Player. Is it called ITV Hub now? Alright, that's downloading. Let me just get the chat back up. But we've got 13 minutes to kick off. I need to make a score prediction. Let me just look at all... let me look at Fulham's and Cardiff's results. Because whilst the Premier League's been on, I haven't paid too much attention to the Championship since Prem started. So Fulham lost 1-0. I did commentary for that. They won that. They won that. They have lost their last 2 games. One was against Southampton. The other one against Nottingham Forest. Playing Cardiff away. Can't even remember their results for Cardiff last season. I think they won the second one. Yeah, they won 1-0 against Cardiff in April. And then 4-2. How do I not remember that game? Oh, I think I remember that game. Schürrle scored that sick goal. Yeah, I remember that. So Cardiff beat them 4-2 last time they played at the Cardiff Stadium. But that was nearly a year ago. They've lost quite a few players since then, both sides. But looking at them 2 sides, I think Fulham have got the better side. So I'm going to go a 2-1 win for Fulham. So that's my prediction. Comment your predictions in the chat. See if anyone can get it correct. Let's look at top scorers as well. So Borja Baston's got 5 goals, 1 assist. Daniel Johnson's got 4 goals, 2 assists. Bamford's got 4 goals, 1 assist. Taylor's got 4 goals, 1 assist. Grabham's got 4 goals. Mitro and Cavallera have both got a decent amount of goals. So Mitrovic can, if he scores today, he'll go on 5 goals, joint top scorer. Cavallera could do it if he scores twice. Any Cardiff players? Doesn't look like it. Otherwise, I can't see any Cardiff players. I don't see any. But we've got 9 minutes till kick-off now. Not sure what to do. Let's look at all the football news, not just Championship. But if you missed it earlier, we did the Europa League draw. So we can see them there. We won't focus on them. So start off with Celtic. They've got Lazio, Rennes and Cluj. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. I think it's Cluj. Lazio are good. Rennes are okay. I think they lost their best player though in the summer. I'm not sure about the other team. Arsenal playing Frankfurt, Standard Liège and Victoria. So I think they'll be able to win that. Frankfurt lost Jovic. I think they'll win that group. And then Rangers have got Porto, Young Boys in final. That's a tough group for them. Wolves are against Besiktas, Braga and Slovan Bratislava. Or something like that. And then finally, Man U against FC Astana, Partizan Belgrade and AZ Alkmaar. So that was the Europa League draw. Look at the Champions League draw. So we'll start off with Tottenham. They've got Bayern Munich, they got Olympiacos and Red Star Belgrade. Man City have Shakhtar Donetsk, Dynamo Zagreb and Atalanta. The next thing, Liverpool have Napoli, Salzburg and Genk, and then Chelsea have Ajax, Valencia and Lille. So those were the European draws. We have the Carabao Cup draw as well. BBC to stream Thatcham Town and Salisbury. Huh? Never heard of them. Is that the first round? No, it's a qualifying tie. Don't know why that's being shown on BBC. But what we were going to look at is the Carabao Cup draw as well, which happened Wednesday. So the drawing for Wolves v Reading, Oxford v West Ham, Watford v Swansea, Brighton v Aston Villa, Sheffield United v Sunderland, Colchester v Tottenham, Portsmouth v Southampton, Burton v Bournemouth, Preston v Man City, MK Dons v Liverpool, Man United v Rochdale, Luton v Leicester, Chelsea v Grimsby or Maxfield, Sheffield Wednesday v Everton, Arsenal v Forest, Crawley v Stoke. Bet the top comments Man City get an easy draw or something. That's not actually, that's a surprise. But we've got 5 minutes till kick off now. Comment your predictions for the game in the chat, see if anyone can get it right. Hopefully we get some more people than this in the stream. Should do when the game starts. We normally start off with like 2 or 3 people and then it goes up like nearer to the game. We'll put the lineups on the screen for anyone that hasn't seen them. Wait, let me just get this commentary sorted out. If it goes back. Fulham will win 2-0. I'm predicting 2-1 Fulham. The commentary is sorted now, so that shouldn't be an issue. Did not mean to do that. Where's F11? Actually, I want it full screen. Right, that's sorted for the kickoff time. So those are the lineups. We'll scroll down to the subs in a minute, and then we'll have 2 minutes till kickoff. I'll scroll down to the bench now. I'll just drop my phone. Right, let's see how much people we've got on it now. We have got 3 people. Cody predicts 2-2. I mean, I haven't watched. I didn't even look at Cardiff's previous results, so I don't even know how well they've done recently. All I know is Fulham are 5th in the league. They're like 12th or 14th. Right, so those are the stuff done. Got 1 minute till kick-off now. I'm just going to put it on there once the game starts. I will put on the commentary. Let me just move this. We're also 6 subscribers away from our target of the end of our target for the end of the day, which is 1,600 subs. So if you can help me hit that, that would be great. Managed to gain like 5 in the previous stream, so hopefully we can gain 6 this one. Don't know why I'm saying it out. So I'm just going to have to get rid of it for a second. Actually, no, that'll be perfect. But it is 7:45 now. The game should start any second. I'm a Cardiff supporter, and so far in the season, I think we are woeful. So my honest prediction is 2-0 to him. Fair enough. I just actually said something, but I think it'll be 2-1. I think you'll score. The game should start any second, hopefully. Let me just get on. Once the game starts, it should say who's got the ball and stuff. Yeah, there we go. Kick off. I'm going to put on the commentary now. So hopefully you guys enjoy the first half, and I'll be back at half time.
I'm John Hogan, joined by Jack Ogilvie. It's just kicked off, and it's a real clash of styles, this one, but it should be a good game. Yeah, I think so, and I think Cardiff will look to get in and around Fulham. I saw Fulham the first day of the season. I wasn't too sure, but the results have been pretty good after that defeat against Barnsley. Of course, did lose last 2 games, I suppose, but you look at their team, they look well set up, a good football inside. But on the other side of things as well, Neil Warnock's got a man for every position, hasn't he? He's got a solid customer everywhere you want. Maybe a bit of magic than someone like Josh Murphy. Wide and left won't go miss either. I think both these sides will be there or thereabouts come the end of the season. Yeah, I think that's about right. I think Fulham will sort of definitely be in the mix, playoffs or better. I'm not sure about Cardiff. Just worry about maybe it's a lack of goals. You know, their 6'4" striker is clearly a foil for everybody else, but yet to score. And well, you know, I think look at Fulham, and Mitrovic is going to score, Cavallero's going to score, Knockout's going to score. You know, and I think there's enough goals to go around in that team. But anyway, it is what it is. Tonight it will still be difficult for Fulham, who are on the ball. They made a decent start. On ball chipped up by Mawson into a gap for Cavallero, just about holds it in. Outstep of his right boot, able to lay that back into midfield. But the referee spotted something, and in the end it all comes to a big fact nothing really. Sessegnon and Cavallero trying to combine there. 3 goals and 1 assist for Cavallero already. I think I saw a beautiful right foot curler last time I saw him, as Fulham played pretty well, but they were beaten by Forest last time. So they'll need to get back to winning ways. There's obviously Mawson rising for the ball, but Glatzel a little bit taller than him at 6'4", maybe got an inch or so on him. And it will be Cardiff now who are making a bit of ground down the left-hand side with Joe Bennett. He'll have Murphy's the target. Glatzel's there. Lee Tomlin's come across, and it's him. He tries to scoop the ball. Breaks back though to Steve Sessignon, who tries to clear the ball. It stayed in play, not being cleared away. And eventually something's been spotted. I think the ball must have gone out, so it will be a throw for Fulham.
Yeah, scrappy start to the game. Cardiff winning the territory battle so far, but with not great possession. Fulham struggling to get out their own area. Well, Harry Arter, that was an interesting ball, shall we say. Played at Cardiff, of course, last season on loan, but yeah, it's not been a classic so far, John.
No, I think what Scott Parker said is, yeah, we play football, but we're playing against Cardiff. So you've got to fight for your right to play, essentially, and they went in there expecting it to be rough and tumble and all that, and you know that's pretty much what they're going to get. But then you've got somebody like Arter who can dig in the middle, and you know you're kind of ready for it. Is Harrison Reed ready for it today? I don't know, but here's Caballero playing on the right hand side so far. Oh, it's a terrible ball, looking for the overlap there. But Knockout saying, well, where are you? Two of them on the right flank at the minute. I thought, well, Caballero must be right for Knockout left, but they are actually both there. As Sessignon tries to make a way through Murphy, finds Knockout, dabs it down the line. It's not a bad ball, and in the end it's just about kept in. Caballero can't get there though, and Gavin White will, but still scrappy, contested ball all over the park, and it looks like nobody is in for an easy ride tonight.
Absolutely not a second on the ball at all as Harrison Reed get under pressure. He has to turn it out and give it wide to Knockout. Knockout's a good player to have in, isn't he? On loan from Brighton. It will be made permanent later in the season, but at this level there are a few better, I think.
That's right. I like the front three for Fulham. Looks good, but you know, as we see a ball over the top, here's an opportunity, but out comes the keeper there. Bettinelli's done well, really well. Nods that one away, and Sessignon scoops it up. Neil Wallet before the game, they asked him about clash of styles. He's not embarrassed by that. He's saying, yeah, there is. But also what he said is that they've spent a bit of money that we didn't have. They've brought players in that we've not been able to do. And in Mitrovic, I think he eyes the striker who, if he could swap, he'd click his finger.
I think he is the Neil Warnock striker, isn't he, Mitrovic? Big, strong, powerful lad, scores lots of goals, bullies centre-halves when he can as well. He's a player you can build your team around, always a focal point, works hard, as we're seeing now, as he chases down Alex Smithies. He'll probably have been showing Robert Glatzel videos of Mitrovic in the build-up to the games. That's how I want you to play. Not really had much of an impact so far, the German, but you see he's got the attributes. About 6'5", pretty broad as well. So you know what the Cardiff game plan's going to be.
Yes, right. I mean, all last season Fulham were terrible at the back, weren't they? And they've still got, you know, for the main part, those players who took them down, if you like. I thought Tim Ream, pound for pound, might be the worst player, but you could argue Le Marchand, and many did in our office, a case for him. You know, Dennis Adoy is still at the club. Fulham have got a lot to do. They had to cope without Mawson for a lot this season. I think that did hurt them. But on the other side of things, as I mentioned it before, Mawson's gone down with 3 clubs now.
Yes, he has, and well, they're hoping to go up with one this season. It was a big blow losing. He spent a lot of money on Alfie Mawson, but losing so early in the season obviously disappointing. And you feel as well, when they got Mawson, they would have thought maybe that's the final piece of the jigsaw. He's not exactly a hard-nosed centre-half, but someone who put his head in. He also was talk of an England call when he was at Swansea, so a very, very good player. And to lose him so early in the season, it was no coincidence he got better when he came back into the team. The damage had already been done. Yeah,
they didn't know whether they were 3 at the back or back 4 or whatever, did they? They were all over the shop last season.
They had Ream, Le Marchand and Adoy as a back 3, and all looked more comfortable as a fullback, I think. Ream has played mostly centre-half, but he's not the strongest, is he?
And then they had Callum Chambers, didn't they, playing in midfield, who then this season started off centre-back for the Gunners.
Yeah.
Not that, you know, by default. Anyway, Peltier's confused, he will be. Peltier's got a throw and the ball just shoveled back to him. He heads it on again and the ball breaks out to the right hand side. Nice little turn on the inside by Gavin White, looking for the give and goal, but he can't provide the goal ball after Glatzel played him back in. It's all very tight and again congested, but this time he's got a little bit more time, Gavin White, and he scoops the ball away. Ariata immediately puts pressure on Bakuna, who's able to play that back. Now for Aidan Flint, looking for the killer ball. Did Murphy handle that to keep it? Apparently not. No, apparently he did. Sessegnon calls for it. Ball did scrape off the inside of his arm, and I think that's fair enough.
Yeah, probably because he's moving forward. It's the momentum the ball takes us in, and again it kind of like deflects, I suppose, off his forearm onto his abdomen. And yeah, the right call, I think.
Just about. So. Yeah, they both had sort of nightmares last season, really. For Cardiff, many people had them down even before they kicked the ball. And they ended up being right, didn't they, those people? But I thought at times they played fairly well, whereas Fulham right at the start of the campaign, you thought, well, they've actually got enough about them, and that very quickly evaporated. But anyway, here is Kearney now, who has got the ball at his feet. Nice pass to the ball. That's a lovely pass into Bryan, into the box, and he toe pokes it there. I think they're looking for the cutback, and Mitrovic looking at Joe Bryan saying, come on mate, you've got to have your eyes open in the box. But this is what Kenny was supposed to be doing in the Premier League. Never really got a chance to do it, but he picks the pass beautifully.
Yeah, Gavin White out of position, I think there. Lee Peltier as well. It's a disappointing finish really for Bryan. He kind of just rolls it towards Smith. He's already committed himself. Anything with a bit of height, probably going to go into the net. Great ball by Kearney, and a missed chance for Fulham.
Yeah, I think so. Needed to cut back there, didn't he? Anyway, they've got a corner kick. Knockout will take it, and we're all waiting for something to happen here. I don't know what the referee's going over and having a look. Well, he's having a word with him, Knockout. At least he's saying he's had something thrown or something like that. I don't know.
Well, I think the point he's making is Lee Peltier is not the 10. He's not level with the marking for the 10 yards. You can see it as well. I think Knockout's trying to make that point. He's still not the 10, Lee Peltier, but I think we're going to play on.
Yeah, wonder what that was, but anyway, puts the ball into the box, headed away by Morris, and breaks back. There's a sort of half-hearted shot, really, tame and blocked away as Sessegnon picks it up, looking for the give and go. There's a little flick on header from Arter, but it won't reach Caballero. Fights for it. Well, it's sticking an elbow into Gavin White there, but he's got away with that. 10 minutes gone then, and it's 0-0. Knockout still talking into his hand.
We know he's saying, sure, that's a foul referee, but he's not some big secret that he's passing on.
Who could say? Maybe it is.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, the treasure's buried. I'll tell you later. Anyway, Joe Bryan now, he's looking for the give and go. Mitrovic fighting for the ball. Morrison then loses Caballero. His cutback is good into the box. His shot blocked away. Second shot, and he's fired wide by Knockout. Well, that's the best opportunity so far.
Yeah, and again, Mitrovic, I think, left a bit frustrated there. It was good scrappy play between the Serb and Caballero there. Caballero took over, and sure, Morrison was perhaps a bit lucky not to give the penalty away. It fell to Knockout. Good block initially by Bennett, and with Mitrovic in acres of space on the penalty spot, really. Knockout, I suppose understandably, the ball bouncing really nicely, but on his weaker foot, drives well wide of the post in the end.
Yeah, so 2 half chances then, and let's have a bit of a recap what we've just seen at the Cardiff City Stadium. It's Fulham who've looked the more lively so far. We saw a good little overlap. Joe Bryan running into the box. Tom Kearney found it with a beautiful ball floated over the top. The finish wasn't good though. He toe poked it when Mitrovic was on his inside. Mitrovic working hard for his team, found Cavalier at the edge of the box. He in turn found Knockout. Again, he might have looked for the big striker. Instead, he went with his swinger, and his shot was well wide. So it's 0-0.
Yeah, maybe Fulham just settling into a bit more of a pattern now as Ream sweeps it wide, looking for Bryan. Ball round the corner wasn't the best, and it's a long clearance by Bakuna. Ream will just have to hook it away over his shoulder as much as anything. Peltier wins the loose ball. Really scrappy this Aidan Flynn eventually finds only Stefan Sessegnon, and Kearney now can turn, looking for a big performance really from Kearney. I think we're all a bit disappointed with him in the Premier League. He just couldn't get going. A few early season injuries didn't help his cause. It looks like of the three of Reid, Arter and Kearney, it'll be Reid who holds the midfield. So the signing from Southampton, again that maybe just a bit too intricate between Knockaert and Cavallero, and Bakuna can set Cardiff away.
He can, and puts a lovely ball over the top for White, but also Bryant as well to intervene. I was really critical of Joe Bryant last season, the invisible left back. How they kicked the ball, it seemed to me.
Yeah, well, they seem to be caught in between, didn't he, in terms of he played left midfield mostly for Bristol City. He played a lot of his football as a left midfielder, did play at left back as well, but if you're kind of put straight into that position that you're not entirely comfortable with yourself, most left backs are converted wingers, aren't they? So at the highest level, everything's going to be exposed, and maybe he needs another season now to settle himself down. If you do go up, he'll be ready for it then.
Yeah, maybe you're not good enough. I whisper that. Jury out. I mean, when he's on the ball, he looks a fairly decent player, but I think positioning and the fact that when you see teams attacking Fulham last season, they don't seem to come from the right, and you'd say, well, where's Joe Bryant gone?
Well, but again, mentioning his position, what position was he playing? One week he was a left wing back, one he was a left back. Ryan Sessegnon now, obviously he's gone, but I remember watching him 5 weeks in a row and he played 5 different positions. I mean, there was no continuity, no one could find themselves. Just a bit of rhythm, really, I think, in the Fulham team.
That's right, they dropped Ryan Sessegnon when he'd completed more assists than anybody else. And anyway, a little bit of a fight here by Gavin White. It's a good ball into the box, and the little ball on the inside from Tomlin didn't quite work out. Mawson, he's able to block that one away, but nice stuff there. Although, I mean, it's more down to fighting and winning second ball than anything else. Yeah,
Glatzel's eyes must have lit up there. It was going to be almost a tap-in the centre of the goal over the 6 yards out. Mawson, though, made the initial mistake, did well to get back.
I think he might have been offside, but I don't... It's one of those VAR ones rather than, assistant referee putting his flag up, which, of course, he didn't. Anyway, the corner kick comes in, but immediately headed away. Joe rolls his effort and then spooned back in, but guess what? That's easy for Marcus Bettinelli, and he then just thumps it. Good quick ball out from him, and a fight from Kearney, and he wins his little battle with Bakuna. And here they come rearing forward with the Knockaert now. Good ball inside, almost too good for Cavallero, who just couldn't quite take that ball in. He gave everybody the eyes, including Cavallero. Didn't quite read it.
No, he didn't, like you say. I remember watching, well, you remember watching Cavallero as a teenager at Deportivo La Coruña when we used to do Spanish football, and we all thought it was going to be a bit of a world beater. He's not quite kicked on, but again, a bit like Knockaert, at this level, it could be a world beater.
Yeah, it could. It could be too good for everybody. He scored some good goals. I think he's class. I'm really surprised that Wolves let him go. I thought of the two, if they were going to let one go between him and Costa would go, and they'd keep Cavallero, because he's absolute dynamite to bring off the bench, isn't he? If he couldn't get into it.
Yeah, he's one of those who, if you could bottle what he gives you in that 15 minutes, he can be fantastic. Just looks like referee Tim Robinson's having a word with Tom Kearney. Maybe something's been said. Harry Arter's been dragged across. Andy Knockaert's shown a bit of dissent. I think it is something that Arter's said. He says, that's enough, Harry, and we'll get on with the game.
Yep, and pleads innocent, just palms outstretched. What have I done? Why me? But like I said, they've got to fight for the right to play today, and Arter knows how to dig a little bit. It's not a good ball from him forward. Some defenders got to be done by Peltier. Back to his keeper, Alex Smithies. So far, only been pressed into action once. That easy save that he made from Joe Bryant, and then the ball cleared away. Peltier under pressure, and Arter, nasty niggly little foul. That's what he's all about, though. Don't let the player turn, does it? He's not going to ever do that.
No, and I suppose if your brother-in-law is your manager as well, you know about it at home if you make a mistake too. Harry Arter said he made 25 appearances for Cardiff last season. I think he would have made more if he wasn't suspended so much, but that's his game, isn't he? He gets in around his opponents, and with more, should we say, more talented footballers in the team, they need a bit of that grit.
Yeah, I think it takes all sorts, doesn't it? In a team, all manner of characters. They can't all be fancy dans, and somebody's got to do the spade work in there. But Peltier feeling that, maybe studs across his ankle. I don't think it'll be too long before Harry Arter finds himself in the referee's notebook. But anyway, decent start so far. The game's settling down a little bit. We've still seen Cardiff at their best, although again they've been a little bit of ball with Joe Rawls in the middle of the park. And it's out to Gavin White. It's been a good out ball. Joe Bryan's trying to hold him up, but he does just enough. That ball toe-ended past Joe Bryan, but toe-ended out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, that was almost a perfect example of what you said about not being so sure about Bryan as a defender, because he went to ground. Gavin White just trying to put the afterburners on there. His touch was too heavy though. Neil Warnock's screaming to him to get back in position. You can see exactly what Cardiff's game plan is here. Fulham want to play at the back. Both centre halves are pretty much in the 6-yard box from this goal kick, but Cardiff are pushing up, making the most of the rules. I do think it's strange actually, John. I know teams like to play out from the back, but sitting themselves so deep, they've got to play right from the back, and it's just bringing pressure onto yourself. And you see this so often now as well. They've chipped it forward, but there's no one up there, and now they're playing around again with the two centre halves.
I think it's like making life harder for yourself, isn't it? Oh, guess what? We play out from the box. That means we're even further away from their goal. That means that they can hold the line even further up the field. Yeah, I don't know about it really. Anyhow, they are playing out from the back, but Mawson lets the ball under his foot. It wasn't a good pass to him. However, typically for Cardiff, they're not a team who can exploit that. They sit and wait, don't they, patiently. Right, without the ball, we're going to drift back into our own half, and then when we've got the ball, we're going to run. It's like a school team, really. But they know what they're doing with that. I mean, it's dead simple, and so they make it work. Anyway, here is White putting the afterburners on. They're chasing after him. Nobody's catching him, and he then cuts onto his left boot. What's he got here? Not a great deal. Arter keeps him honest. Peltier takes the ball away from Arter. White down the line. It's a difficult one for Peltier, and that's a good intervention then by Arter. Gets the shoulder in. I think a little bit unlucky, I think, and they've given a corner.
Well, I think it must be a corner because he would have complained otherwise, wouldn't he? I thought it was Fulham ball all day, but obviously not, and Arter's kind of wandered away a bit sheepishly, so he suggested it was the right call in the end.
Yeah, one of those. I think he worked hard enough there to get a goal kick, but the ball was just skimmed off him, and they're a big team. Anyway, in comes the ball. It's a good header away, and then a shot from Flint from the edge of the area, which we'll leave that be. In fact, who is that? Not entirely certain, but anyhow, poor shot. And so far, they're feeding off scraps, really, Cardiff.
Yeah, they are. Well, they're feeding off scraps. This is the game plan, isn't it? Just trying to build on what you can get, put pressure on the opposition. We're seeing Fulham again trying to play out from the back this goal kick. If I was Bettinelli, I would be just telling Mawson and Ream to get as far away from the goal as they can, because he's going to knock it long, and he's going to knock it straight to Aidan Flint, who'll play it to a Cardiff player, and Cardiff on the attack again.
Yeah, so far I think the outball for Cardiff is this right wing to White. I think they think as well that Joe Bryan's a weak link, and that's why they're taking him on. Other than that, it's just long ball. Let's try a fight, win second ball. As Mawson gives that second ball away to Joe Rawls, he's able to turn, finds his fullback Bennett. Now in the middle of the park with Bakuna to Peltier. Looking forward again, it's White. Little step inside. They couldn't find him. He's a massive gap there to find as well. I think he's got the beating of his man all day there. Joe Bryan again. Don't know where to stick or twist with him.
Yeah, well, if I was Neil Warnock, I would just be saying to White, don't even think about defending. Just stand on the touchline and stretch them as much as you can.
The ball into the box there, not necessarily a good one for Fulham. And let's try and encapsulate what we've just seen. At the Cardiff City Stadium, it's still goalless. Fulham remain the better team. They created the better chances. The only effort on targets come from them. A poor effort from Joe Bryan, toe poked Alex Smithies. But for Cardiff, we can see what it is they're trying to do. Mostly it's chip the ball out to the right wing. They fancy Gavin White against Joe Bryan, and so do we. He's skinned him a couple of times already. Just can't get meaningful ball into the box just yet. But that's their point of attack. It's still goalless.
Yeah, and again, Fulham trying to play from deep. I have to say, I'm not quite sure it really plays to their strengths. Knockaert and Caballero want the ball in dangerous areas. At the moment, they're having to pick it up in their own half. Lee Peltier has followed Caballero, who's almost in a man marking job on him at the moment, following him across the pitch. Back to Bettinelli again, and well, we reset as Mawson finds Kearney. Rolled ball by Kearney into Tim Ream, and now Harry Arter. Ream will find his central defensive partner in Alfie Mawson. Long ball forward looking for Mitrovic. Gets the flick on. Flint caught underneath the ball, and though you don't say that very often, but Mitrovic, good movement there. He's being marked by Flint, but with all due respect, I suppose, to Flint, he looked like an international striker there, didn't he?
Yeah, and he just nudged him off the ball before it comes. Really clever, stuff from the big striker there. Just got ahead of his man, didn't he? But didn't quite work out. Anyway, halfway through the first half, at the Cardiff City Stadium, goalless. Cardiff coming into it a little bit more. But anyway, it's going to be Jack now to take us through to half-time.
Yeah, Sessegnon smashed it forward really on the half volley to no one there, and Smoothies will just wander out of his goal and get a bit of run in the side at the moment. The 29-year-old Neil Etheridge injured at the moment. I think a few Premier League clubs have looked at Neil Etheridge over the summer. Fine season he had Cardiff in the Premier League last term, but sticking in the Welsh capital for now was Josh Murphy. Wants to take a quick throw in, but I don't think Joe Bennett was that interested as he wanders forward. Long sleeves tonight for Bennett. Notice a few of the crowd are a bit more wrapped up than have been in recent weeks, and maybe not the warmest evening in Cardiff, as Murphy turns and shoots. Well, it's a bit wayward. White's going to pick it up right by the corner flag, tries to get past Bryant, and then wins inside a corner kick, blocked by Bryant, out for a corner then. Bryant's claiming offside. I think maybe a touch optimistically, but like John said, they've got a big team of Cardiff, had a big team last season, but Morrison attacks the ball well. Flint, 6'6", he looks it as well when he stands up against the Fulham defenders. He's being marked by Harry Arter at the moment, maybe a bit of zonal marking going on for the Cottagers. Rolls his ball in towards near post, doesn't beat the first man, disappointing from the midfield player, and Peltier will have to sweep it forward, but it's Bettinelli's ball all day, out for a goal kick. But again, Mawson and Riemann dropping back, and the Cardiff players just following them. They just had impression of themselves. Obviously you can commend it, it's the way to play and all that jazz in the current era, but it's counterproductive.
Yeah, it's playing into their hands, isn't it, a bit, so both managers looking on, both interested. As it stands, I mean, the draw wouldn't be the worst thing, would it? Referee really telling Bettinelli to hurry up. He's been given a difficult thing to do now. We're playing out from the back, but every one of his men's been marked. Yeah,
well, Tim Robinson is given 20 yellow cards so far in his 4 games this season, so obviously doesn't mind a bit of paperwork after the game. But there have been a few times I thought he's been a bit pernickety, and like you say, it's difficult for Bettinelli because he's like, who do I pass to? Because he just sees blue shirts rather than red ones in front of him. That's a nice ball by Ream to Kearney. First touch out his feet, good play by the Fulham skipper, and gets past his man Tomlin as well. Now back to Reid. Reid under pressure. Again, a symptom really of Fulham's play, because it's taken them all this time to get up to anywhere near the halfway line. Kearney picks it up, Arter's just a bit wide. Mawson now. Forward ball looking for Caballero, who's got too much pace for Flint, gets almost underneath the defender, holds him off as well. The Portuguese, he'll find Knockaert. Knockaert back to Reid. Kearney's inside, Caballero and Knockaert getting each other's way at the moment. Knockaert dribbles inside, then reverse ball to Caballero. 1-2, is it between them? No, it should have been. Knockout holds onto it. Caballero, can he get the shot away? Still dancing. Looks for Mitrovic, on the chest for Mitrovic, trying to work that yard, gets the shot away.
Wow.
And into the hands of Smithies. I think we saw the good and bad of both Caballero and Knockout there. There was a couple of times it was an easy ball in. They both took that extra pass. It was a nice ball across by Caballero, maybe just a touch strong. And Mitrovic had a lot of work to do, but there's obviously a budding partnership there between those two players, but just getting each other's way.
A little bit, but in the end, you know, the end product was a shot. I thought that was brilliant football. They always say good footballers play well together, don't they? And, you know, I think you see a little bit of that. You know, for Knockout, he's all action. Caballero, like you said, he's speed of thought and skill to add to that. You know, and then you've got Mitrovic, who brought the ball down beautifully there, got his shot away, but I think he was a bit tame. But if they keep doing that all season, I mean, that's super football. And, you know, again, you know, that's what you pay to watch. Obviously, if you're Cardiff and you Warnock, you set your stall out, don't you? You know, he's having to make do and mend kind of thing with what he's got, and that's commendable. But if you had a choice, you want to watch good football and play good football, and Fulham do bring that to the party, don't they?
Exactly. Flint now, Caballero, he's played almost a bit of a free role. That's also opening up a bit of space for Mitrovic as well. It seems to be drifting between the two defenders. Sessegnon, touch out of his feet. Peltier's across there. And I think Peltier, Neil Warnock said to him, you stick like Caballero, like glue this evening, because he's following him everywhere. It's a bit crowded over on the Fulham right, but with Sessegnon, Kearney, Knockout and Caballero, they've got players who can outfox the best in this division. Having the best of it at the moment. Bennett, that's a woeful clearance, out for a throw-in. And well, this is the first real pressure either side's had.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, just trying to build it up, really. And here they go again. I mean, you know, it's Sessegnon's time. This time, a few lollipop step-overs at the edge of the area. And, yeah, they pass the ball that well. And those front men really do have a bit of magic about them. You know, I understand why Cardiff are doing what they're doing and pressing them back out again. But, I mean, for the minute, and having watched the first half hour of the game, if it continues like this, you think Fulham are going to go on and win it.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Maybe 2 or 3, but got to get that breakthrough first. And along the stay at 0-0, Cardiff will grow in confidence. As Mitrovic now, reverse pass to Sessegnon. Is he offside? Yes, he is. Good save in the end, even by Smithies. But again, they just all stepped up, and Sessegnon drifted into a bit of space.
Well, that's brilliant, isn't it? I mean, the hold-up play there. He watches him, and he's never actually onside, I think. I mean, it's inches, but I think the man with the flag got it right just about. But I tell you what, it's a smashing ball from Mitrovic, and also, in a way, it's good positional sense from Sessegnon up to a point. Obviously, he's got to look down the line, but he's in a huge gap there.
Oh, it's a great play by Mitrovic, because he starts on Flint, moves across to Morrison follows him, and Flint doesn't know where he is there, and he's kind of in the middle of a back three, and he's the only defender. It's a big gap for Sessegnon, whose movement's been quite good so far, that much end product, but just a feeling that Fulham are starting to find the feet as we pass the half-hour mark. 0-0 in the Championship fixture this evening. Independent off-tube studio commentary ahead of what promises to be a thrilling weekend on this service. Championship and Premier League action to come as Caballero fires it into Reed. Reed gives it up to Glatzel, then Glatzel goes down. Was he caught by Caballero? He must have been. That went down a touch theatrically there, the German, but Tim Robinson, our official, thought it was the right call. And now we've seen that pretty football from Fulham, but this is Cardiff's time to shine.
It is set piece, you know, well worked. They put pressure on at the right time. You know, can they, get the reward? I mean, it really is a massive clash of styles here. You know, it's the rapier against the blunt instrument. You know, no prize for guessing which is which, but both can equally be as effective. And Cardiff now will be looking for a good ball from Lee Tomlin and one of their big guys, Morrison, Flint, whoever, to get on the end of it. And of course, Glatson could do with something.
Yeah, he could. He's been feeding off scraps so far, the German. As Tomlin's ball towards the back post is a good one. It's well headed away by Alfie Mawson. Joe Bennett will pick up the seconds wide on the left-hand side. Has to go back to Rolls. Rolls hooks it in. Decent ball as well. Flint beats Bettinelli. And it's over the crossbar, offside though. There was a suspicion. The Fulham defence held a good line. They all got out at the same time. And
how offside could you be? And he is, you know. I mean, again, it's marginal that, but when the ball comes in, there's about 4 of them who are. Flint, marginal, but I think he just was.
Flint, it's not like he's been. He was. If he was onside, it was lucky, wasn't it? He had not spotted everyone was going out there. Knockout can't keep in up the other end, but it's entertaining fair so far. Goalless if you are just joining us. A throw into Cardiff. Flint shapes to take it, but instead gives it to Joe Bennett. Scott Parker chewing gum intently on the halfway line in his technical area. It's a decent job, I think, to have for your first one as a manager. Of course, took over towards the back end of the last term. Did okay as well in the Premier League, but a different kind of pressure. He's got real talent to work with in the Championship and pressure on to get promoted, but seems to be taking it in his stride at the moment. A good club, not really ones to pull the trigger hastily, although they did go through 3 managers last season actually.
Yeah, that's right, but I felt Scott Parker got there and first thing he said was that this team's too good to go down. I thought I'd give him the boot immediately. Like, you know, if you don't know what the problem
You're
is,
more confident than we are.
if you don't know what the problem is, how are you going to solve it, mate? But yeah, you know, you've got to give somebody a bit of time. You know that as a footballer he was wholehearted and he liked to play a little bit of football. You know, they seem to have backed him up. You know, the main thing is they've got a good team. It's not always about the manager, is it? I think Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank said before the game, he said, look, I just remember him being this quiet bloke in the dressing room. You know, he wasn't necessarily a managerial candidate, but he takes all sorts. He seems to be a fairly quiet man. Sometimes that's just the right way of going about it.
Yes, I see the ball go out for a Cardiff for throwing. Joe Ryan maybe in a bit of trouble. The camera just focuses on him, but he's moving okay. So monitor that situation. Rolls picks up the seconds. Murphy's not offside. Josh Murphy gets to the byline. He's got 3 shirts to weigh up. Bettinelli bounces off White just past the goal. White didn't know too much about it. Bettinelli was taking a risk there. He dives out in his 6-yard box trying to cut out the cross. I thought it was weak goalkeeping, if I'm totally honest with you. Murphy stays on the side, cuts it back, and Bettinelli, I'm not quite sure what he's doing. There doesn't seem to be too much pace on the ball, but he's patting it out back into the danger zone there rather than doing something more constructive. White's come across from the right hand side and he bounces off his shin and out for a goal kick.
He's had nothing to do, and the first thing he does is palm the ball into open play. That, you know, if that ball hits Gavin White on his knee or something, just goes into the back of the net, we call it a huge mistake. So we can't really applaud him for that, can we? I mean, you know, it's a risky business there, but I don't think he dealt with that at all well.
No, me neither, as Tim Ream steps out of defence. Got Arthur to his left hand side, Mitrovic, then Reed. Nice ball by Reed. Back wide left to Arthur. Ream will find Mawson. Chipped forward by Mawson, looking for Sessegnon. Bright on the right hand side as Stefan Sessegnon. Handball against him. Not quite sure, but I think it's going to either a goal kick or a free kick, whichever one Cardiff prefer. It's one of those. Deep in their territory. Sessegnon eyes the assistant with intent, but nothing coming. It remains 0-0
at the Cardiff City Stadium. It is 0-0. Again, Fulham have caught the eye with some good football in moves. We saw Knockout Caballero down the right hand side. We thought they're getting in each other's way to some degree, but then they found a little bit of magic. Also, they were able to find their striker. And Mitrovic chested the ball and instantly got a shot away, but it was a fairly weak one at Alex Smithies. For Cardiff, not much to report really. Josh Murphy was released on the left hand side. He fired the ball across the goal and Marcus Bettinelli palmed it out to the path of Gavin White, but he couldn't readjust in time. The ball went out for a goal kick.
Yes, as Brian pokes it forward, down by Knockout. Cavaliero's on the left-hand side. Arter's inside. Cavallero gives it to Lee Tomlin. Tomlin can turn. He's got rolls just to the left. Well played, Harry Arter. Getting back, making the challenge and screaming at Cavallero. Cardiff pick up the seconds, though. Tomlin's trying to get involved now. Murphy's got Tomlin inside. Needs to give it to him. Murphy's holding on under pressure. Eventually does. It's a poor ball. Knockout picks his pocket. There's a man goes down, rolls, and Knockout clashing off the ball somewhat. So it'll be a free kick to Fulham. Frantic play really by Cardiff. I think they need to get Tomlin on the ball a bit more, but Fulham have had 69% of the possession to Cardiff's 31. You can see the team who's been on top, but most of the action's really been in the Fulham third, I suppose, with them trying to play from deep. Reed into Kearney. Kearney could have turned there if he got the shout. Mawson's just inside the Cardiff half. He'll look to feed Cavallero. Cavallero under pressure from Morrison. He's worked all the way back to Smithy. Slices his clearance somewhat. The former QPR and Huddersfield man. White and Arto battle for the ball on the halfway line. Northern Ireland against the Republic of Ireland there, of course. And White comes up with it. That should be a Cardiff throw-in to be taken by Lee Peltier. Neil Warnock's in his way. And the experienced Peltier just beckons a few of his teammates across to give him an option. Right back down the line, looking towards Glatzel, holds it up. Arter goes down, slides to his knees, wins his side a free kick 30 yards or so from their own goal, wide on the left hand side, and immediately beckons his team to pick it up a bit, because Cardiff just got a bit more of a sniff of the game now.
Yeah, just a bit. I mean, but again, they've had nothing on target, have they? So they've given second best in this game for Fulham. The carrot dangling in front of them is a victory, puts them just a point behind the leaders, Leeds and Swansea, and both something's got to give there, because both those two teams meet at Elland Road on Saturday. So yeah, there could be a bit of a change of the guards. You know, as far as things for Cardiff are concerned, well, obviously they would like to be top dogs in Wales ahead of Swansea, and of course Bristol City are there as well, aren't they? You know, in the mix. So games in sort of close proximity, never a bad thing for the fans, and they'd like the bragging rights for those. At the minute, though, I think the Cardiff fans have been just a bit disappointed. Yeah, they're not going to dominate play or anything, but you'd think they'd create a few more opportunities.
Yeah, not showing a lot going forward. Glatzel must be getting somewhat frustrated. Not the first Cardiff striker to have that issue, though, is he? Cavallero turns nicely. That's well played by Bennett. Stuck to his task and just got a foot in there and knocked it away. It's up in the air. It's everywhere at the moment. Back to Flint, who just carves the ball wide to Murphy. Tomlin deep, 3 red shirts around it. It's a good challenge by Kearney. I thought the ref might bring it back there, but Mitrovic on the edge of the box, on his right foot, gets the shot away, well blocked. Sean Morrison, but there are just both sides really. There are a few players who just had the ball, dropped them in pockets of space, but shots on target a premium so far. Sessignon has to rescue a poor pass by Knockout. He can't, and probably makes a good challenge, maybe from behind. No, the referee's letting it go. It was a good challenge. Arter thinks about the shot. He's tackled by Rolls. Cavallero takes over, gets the shot away. Decent effort, wide of the upright though. And well, Alex Smithies to his teammates, I think some of the Fulham players as well, just tells everyone to calm down as he goes for a goal kick.
Well, we talked about it, didn't we? But Scott Parker's saying, look, we're fighting for the right. Put your bodies about, win the ball. They've won the ball twice in quick succession and got 2 shots away. Now, Cavallero is not particularly good wide. You know, Mitrovic had it blocked, but they're creating chances, you know. They're away from home, but they're creating more than the opposition, and they're finding their striker. I mean, I feel a bit sorry for Robert Glatzel, because 6'4", you know, he's 4 games, no goals so far. And you think, what's he supposed to do, really? There he wins his header. Where's the support for him? You know, he's hardly going to thrive, is he? The way that they play. And then they'll look at him and say he's a waste of money. If he plays for Fulham, he's going to get that, the other chance, you know. For this Cardiff City team at the minute, he's just a battering ram, and it's difficult. You know, as a striker, you live off goals. How's he going to get confident playing for this team?
Yeah, you've got to get some bodies in and around the new man. otherwise he's going to struggle a bit as Kearney takes too much time, rolls all over him, makes the challenge initially, but the ball falls to Tim Ream. He strides out of defence. Caballero has his pocket picked by Flint. That's a good ball by Flint as well. Murphy's got a man inside. It's Glatzel. Murphy, what can he produce? Goes for a goal.
Whoa!
As well. I thought he'd made the wrong call there. Josh Murphy going on his own, but he struck it across Bettinelli. I don't know if the ball bounced over the goalkeeper's hand. I think he'll be disappointed either way. Cardiff take the lead.
Well, yeah, we said it would come in, didn't we? No, I mean, that's their first shot on target at the very least. You know, a good challenge by Flint, good ball from Flint. Sessignon left his post. Mawson played everybody on side. It's like watching last season, isn't it? But it's a pretty good goal, that, and a typical Cardiff City goal, if there is such a thing. At the Cardiff City Stadium, we've got a goal, and it's the home side. They've been second best the first half, but you only need to do a couple of things right if you're a swashbuckling team. First thing, Flint winning the ball high up the field, pinged a pass. Sessignon was too far up the field to get to Josh Murphy, who ran into a load of space inside left, and then he delivered a nice left foot drive across Marcus Bettinelli. He got one hand to it, but not strong enough to keep it out. So it's the Bluebirds who have the lead.
Yeah, the questions now of Fulham dominated the game really, but that is it's one of those goals that Scott Parker will hate to concede that kind of goal, but the analysts will absolutely love it because there were so many defensive errors across the field and maybe in goal as well, so they'll probably keep that one for special occasions when Fulham will start to hit the stride a bit more and need bringing back down to earth as Bennett tries to cross, slide challenge from Sessignon. Kearney, now Sessignon looks up. It's ricochets off between him and Bennett, and Murphy, the goal scorer, will pick it up. Tomlin on the angle of the box. Reverse pass is a good one. Murphy, does he make it 2-0? No, he doesn't. Saved by Bettinelli. White with a follow-up, blocked by Arter. And Fulham on the rack a bit here. White passed at Brian like he's not there at all. Into the box. Good ball across. It's Ream. Gets the header away. Fulham need to settle themselves down here. Knockout to Arter. They're playing from deep once again. There's no option. Arter buys a foul off Bakuna. Bit of a let-off, really, for the Cottagers. That was a good save by Bettinelli. Once again, though. Is he onside? Yeah, both Murphy and Glatzel. It was Ream this time, but playing him on onside, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's shots in there, isn't it? Again, the big gap opens up. Do you know what? They just don't look that well drilled at the back, do they? And again, I was really amazed at that first goal. You know, for a start off, if you're Mawson in that back four, you're saying, right, I call the shots, I'm it. And you look rubbish last season without me, so I'm going to dictate where you are. But he should be screaming at Sessignon. Murphy's got ahead, and if he's not screening, he should be drawing up level with Sessignon and saying, right, well, that way I know that he's offside. It's either one or two. So I'm blaming Mawson for that goal. As he's an opportunity, and it's a tap in. Oh, Mitrovic gets the goal back, and that was good play by Caballero, but standoffishness from Cardiff.
Before Fulham's defending was bad at the other end, that was terrible, really, by Cardiff. They're all so static. It was well battled, really, initially by Mitrovic, the instigator of the goal. Breaks forward, finds Caballero, wide then to Kearney. Kearney gets the byline, drags it back to Caballero. His shot across the goal, and Morrison, he's a player we all like for his commitment, but he was in absolute no man's land there, the Cardiff defender. He just watched the ball go across him, and there was Mitrovic. He won't score many easier goals than that. 1-1, and the game's come to life.
I mean, that's an amazing goal again for many reasons. I think Fulham probably deserved that, didn't they? But anyway, now they're trying to break down the left-hand side. But we'll just sum up that goal. Game getting exciting all of a sudden. I don't know where this came from. At the Cardiff City Stadium, it's 1 apiece. And well, we saw Keystone Cops defending for the goal that went into the Fulham net, and now the other way around. Really stand off watching as Mitrovic won the ball initially, found Cavallero. He then found Tom Kearney at the byline, cut back to Cavallero. Don't know where the marking is at this point. And Mitrovic, who started it all, spun round to eventually get a tap in at the far post for one apiece.
Yeah, and as we say that, the referee Tim Robertson does call time on what was a decent first 40 minutes, then a brilliant final 5 to the first half of tonight's championship offering. At the break then, Cardiff won, Fulham won.
It's half-time at the Cardiff City Stadium. It took a little while for things to bubble up, real clash of styles. Fulham looked the better team, but it was Cardiff who struck first with a lovely ball played by Aidan Flint that he'd won deep.
Right, so it is half-time, it is 1-1. We're about to go through the match stats. We're going to look at the league table as it stands, and we'll also look at some other stuff. So if you are going to leave the stream now because it's half time, make sure to come back in about 15 minutes for the second half, and then I'll continue doing commentary then. So we're going to go through the match stats now. But Murphy gave Cardiff the lead 42 minutes in. Mitrovic getting the equaliser about a couple of minutes ago. We'll look at the match stats now. So 74% possession for Fulham, 26% for Cardiff. 9 shots for Fulham, 5 for Cardiff. 4 for Fulham. Well, 4 shots on target for Fulham, 2 for Cardiff, and 3 corners for Cardiff and 1 for Fulham. So Fulham probably the better side, but Cardiff have scored. There's no yellow cards, no injuries or anything. We'll look at the league table as it stands, and then I'm not sure what to do. So league table as it stands, Fulham will move up to 4th on 10 points. Ahead of Bristol City. Cardiff will move up to 10th on 8 points, ahead of Millwall, Reading, QPR and Blackburn. All the other teams have to play their extra game tomorrow. If you want to see one of them games, I'm probably going to do commentary for what is it? Bristol City v Middlesbrough at 12:30. So if you want to see that, subscribe to the channel, and then I'll do some streams to that. We're also going to be doing Chelsea, Sheffield United tomorrow, and Burnley v Liverpool. So we have plenty of streams coming up. Tomorrow on Sunday, we're going to do Rangers v Celtic and Arsenal Tottenham as well. We're also going to make somebody a moderator at the end of the Burnley v Liverpool game. So if you want a chance of being a moderator, then come to that stream for the Burnley v Liverpool game, and then I'll go away moderating that. Probably going to do some EFL trophy games this week, next week as well, because there's no other games. There's literally no games anywhere on here. Just international games. And then League One I'll do, probably. So this probably the last full week I'll do loads of streams, and then I'll do like a couple streams next week as well. But whilst we wait for the second half to start, I am going to go on Cardiff's and Fulham's fixtures for the next couple of months, and then I'll show which games I'm going to be doing. So we're going to be doing Derby County versus Cardiff, Friday 13th September probably. So if you want to see that, then subscribe to the channel, then you'll be able to easily find that. Wednesday 2nd of October on Wednesday. I'm not sure if I'll do that, depends if there's any other games on. Friday 18th of October, Cardiff v Sheffield Wednesday, and then Millwall v Cardiff potentially as well, and then Swansea v Cardiff I'll probably do. So we have plenty of Cardiff games coming up on this channel. For Fulham, potentially we'll do the Fulham v West Brom game, 12:30 kickoff. Friday 27th September we might do Fulham v Wigan. Tuesday 1st of October we could do that game, I'm not sure though. I don't think I'll do that game because I'll probably do it if there's a 7:45 kickoff game. I'll do that instead. And then 12:30 5th of October Fulham v Charlton I might do. So plenty of Fulham and Cardiff related streams coming up. But the top scorers now we'll look at as well. Mitrovic has gone up to 4. No, he's gone up to 5 I think. Don't think that's updated. Look up all the other scores everywhere else. Inverness winning 4-0, Dundee United winning 4-1. Not sure about the Irish League. Sevilla drawing 0-0. RB Leipzig winning 2-0 against Mönchengladbach. PSG winning 2-0. There's quite a few other random leagues. But tomorrow there's loads of fixtures. We'll go through all these fixtures tomorrow. I just want to see if there's any like decent European matches on. Juve Napoli, I'll watch that probably. I'm not sure. There's a couple of decent games. But I'm just gonna check how long there is till the second half begins. We've got about 8 minutes till the second half begins. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave the thing on this screen, and then I'll put on the commentary once the second half starts. We're also 2 subs away from our target of 1,600 subs. So if we can hit that by the end of this half-time break, that'd be great. Just need 2 people to subscribe, then we should gain some more during the second half as well. So if you can help me hit that, that would be great.
Lovely ball played by Aidan Flint that he'd won deep, launched into a big gap, but Murphy managed to find that gap past Sessegnon. Right, we're back, and well, we've learnt a few things. One is that Fulham haven't changed how they defend, and that's poorly. I guess the other thing is that you don't write off Cardiff just because they don't have the ball. You know, we talked about Fulham going forward, and they look good, and they're going to score goals. Mitrovic, Cavallero, and of course Knockout, and they've all actually quite played well that first half. They're going to score goals, all right, but they're still going to concede a lot, aren't they? If they keep defending like they showed, they had so little to do, and in the end, all it is, Flint wins the ball, he chips it to Murphy, who was stood away from his marker, Sessegnon left him. You know, then Mawson. You know, he's not in a line with Ream, he's not in a line with anybody. If you're sweeping, then sweep. But he didn't do anything there. All he was doing was playing Murphy on side. He exploited that. Again, how many times did we say about Fulham last season? Sloppy goal, you know.
Yeah, well, we said when the goal went in, it'll be an analyst's dream because there were so many errors in there. Where the midfield, no one was really alert. They all switched off at the back. The goalkeeper should have done better. One of those, and yeah, it's a sense of deja vu, but you do get the feel with the attacking quality they've got and the general way they play for them. I'm sure this isn't what Scott Parker says, but they fancy themselves to score goals, and I think there's going to be a lot of 2-2s, 3-1s, all those kind of things. They're going to be good fun to watch as they push for promotion. Yeah,
they'll be outscoring the opposition, won't they? I think to get where they're going. 4-3-3 is that kind of thing, isn't it? Really, you know, you're a bit lightweight perhaps in midfield. I think Warnock said before the game, he said, look, they're playing 4-3-3. They couldn't do that in the Premier League, could they? Because they're just getting picked off. So, you know, he's trying to pick them off, and they did that with the first goal. But that's all Cardiff did as well. There's one thing, not having much of the ball. You know, you've got to be very clinical then with your chances when they come, and of course they were, but too little, really.
Yeah, other than that, there wasn't a lot going on really for Cardiff, was there? They had a couple of darts, but Lee Tomlin pushes Harrison Reed over. But funny enough, this was probably against Fulham's Cardiff's best performance last season, winning 4-2 at home. A few of the Fulham players have since disappeared to probably you'd say warmer pastures. They've gone abroad to different countries, haven't they? But you feel this is a better balanced Fulham team. There's a few different players in there, but it looked more like the team that got promoted that time. Yeah,
I think so. They made wholesale changes, didn't they? But it didn't really work. A little ball flicked into the middle, and eventually Peltier can clear his lines. But the ball will break back here for Knockout, who drives in again, flicks it left-footed, finds Cavallero, stands it up to the far post. The ball onto the chest, and then the shot in at the side netting. Well, there must have been a hand or a knee off that, because it is a corner kick, and again, lovely play by Fulham going forward, very easy on the eye. And again, the two players overlapping. Sessegnon looks good going forward, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, two players overlapping, but two players ball watching for Cardiff. They all seem to be attracted to it, and Sessegnon, not for the first time, has drifted in to a pocket of space, taking the time over this Fulham. But they're a choice to watch going forward. But it's at the back where the problem's going to be.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyway, what can they do from the corner kick? Well, they're going to get no change out. Morrison there, lovely header from him. And then the ball promoted forward by Tomlin, but to nobody in particular. Cardiff getting used to playing without the ball. And again, there is going to be no change. The teams can't change, can they? Leopard can't change its spot. So Fulham will pass the ball, and Cardiff will hunt up the mistake, win second ball, and try and prey on the weakness at the back from Fulham, and try and get a mismatch there. And literally, Josh Murphy's done two things this game, and they've both been good, and they've both been because Sessegnon had left him. But yet, when Sessegnon goes forward, he's got round the back a couple of times. So it's like that, isn't it?
Yeah, you get the feeling with Sessegnon, he's a bit like his brother in that he's kind of been shoehorned into a fullback position. He'd rather be further up the field, getting involved a bit more in the attacking play. He does look very good going forward, but just go to sleep a bit like his brother was caught doing last season in the Premier League when he's defending.
Mawson then drives forward, and you think we'll lose at the back now then, you know. Anyway, Cavallero picks it up, a little run around, finds Tom Kearney middle of park, rolls, holds him up, And then the ball has to be laid back from midfield, and Harrison Reed, Mawson a little step over, Tomlin gives him a little kick, nothing big there, but Arter then on the ball, and again it's Fulham dominating. Ream to Mawson inside their own half, mind you, and Tomlin chases Glatzel and inside his own half at the minute. The ball breaks high up the field, and off they go again with Cavallero. Then again back, and it's a patient build-up by Fulham, happy to string a few passes together until the final ball rolls, intercepts it, lays it back to his keeper, Badumph. Ball's up in the air, and even then they don't compete for it, so really fighting hard to get any kind of ball. Again, the ball up in the air from Cardiff, the big man tries to take it in, and there's a good little shimmy by Tomlin now. He picks the ball up, trying a sort of little inside cheeky ball into the box, but it wasn't a good one, and it didn't really work out. Bacuna plays a bit more football than we've seen him doing, and he gets on the ball. Peltier looking for Bacuna in the box, but not a good ball, and that was hammered up the field. Safety first by Fulham.
Yeah, you get the feeling that Cardiff are a team who spend too much time playing five-a-side in training, in terms of the weight of the pass and the movement and controls, not as sharp as it is with other sides. It's almost a safety first option every time they've got it, and the passes aren't very sympathetic when they've got to play, but they do have the rush when when the opposition has the ball. But Sean Morrison, maybe proof of the pudding there, he didn't look comfortable at all on the ball and almost turned into trouble.
Yeah, he's five-a-side, he just leather it, but there's a time for playing and a time for booting, kicking the case off the ball, and I think he just picked the wrong time there, didn't he? But yeah, like you say, I mean, it is football from 1978 or something, this, where you leather it forward for your big striker and you play without the ball. Leicester City showed that you don't always need the ball, but they played in a very different way, and with the striker who was always there. As the long ball to Mitrovic didn't quite find him, bounces into the box, bounces away from him, and not quite what he wanted there. I think the flag had stayed down though, so it wasn't a bad attempt. Yeah, I think
he's onside there. Yeah. Well, Bennett put his arm up as if he was adamant that he was good. As if 3 or 4 yards
I've been caught out.
3 or 4 yards behind everyone else. Looks like Callum Patterson's getting some final orders from Kevin Blackwell. So obviously Cardiff thinking of an early change in the second half.
Yeah, I don't know, because they're going to change the number 9, aren't they, and bring Patterson on for him, I'd have assumed. And then, what's the point of that? Patterson's not going to get any ball like the 9 Glatzel's not.
Yeah, what is instruction going to be? Go on and get involved. There's no pattern of, in terms of, there doesn't seem to be any game plan in getting to Glatzel. It's just, we've got him on the field. He's a big lad who'll hold the ball up. But then when he does, there's no one around him. So it's a thankless task at the moment for him.
Yeah, exactly. 4.5, games without a goal. Maybe an opportunity here. They've got a long throw, and Flint just walked into Kearney there. I don't know what he was doing.
He's a bit more theatrical than he needs to be, I think.
Yeah, it could be a long throw from Morrison, who you'd rather want in there, but clearly he throws the ball a prodigious long way. Let's see what he's got. Throws it in, headed up in the air. In fact, Mitrovic with a defensive header this time. Ball breaks for Bennett, and then Morrison tries to step inside his marker Kenny, but he can't. Ball goes backwards. Football from the dark ages.
Well, that was Bacuna went all the way backwards. If he was playing for Fulham this time, he has to go back to Smoothies. If he's playing for Fulham there, we've seen Bacuna before. He'll turn and he'll run with it and he'll go forward with it, but you feel that almost under an instruction to go backwards in a safety first kind of way.
No, it's right. I think what it does, it sort of, if you're not playing well or if you're struggling, leather it, and in the end it can't always be the right decision. Flint gets dead lucky there. He spoons it up in the air.
What's got to be saying to him, you've got aches of time, relax, take a touch and do something with it rather than spoon it up in the air.
Yeah, and I just think it makes you uncomfortable on the ball. Then, if what you've got to do is get rid of it at the first goal, then it doesn't help you. Doesn't help you play your game or get comfortable with the ball. The ball becomes a hot potato, and teams don't necessarily thrive like that. Cardiff have got good players, and the manager's got a certain style and all that, and they've already scored tonight. But I think it could be a long, hard season for Cardiff. I think they're booked for mid-table for what I've seen.
Longer and harder season for the fans, I think, because not too much entertainment, I don't think.
Yeah, sometimes that style does work. Burnley have made it work, haven't they? All that crawl over broken glass to get a point kind of thing. But it can be excruciating anyway. Sessegnon puts the ball in here for Fulham. It's well defended, and eventually it's Murphy's turn to boot the ball high up in the air, and in the end, the defending's too good. I mean, Glatzel's got two around him, and it's a ball that wasn't really intended for him anyway. But the long and short is, I want my number 9 to put himself about a bit more than he just did there.
Even if it's a foul, just get into the man, get the crowd going, get yourself going, give yourself a bit of a lift, because he was kind of floating between two defenders who aren't as strong as him. He needs to. You don't want to injure anyone, but you leave a bit of a mark, make an impact.
No, exactly that, and that may be half the reason why you'd be about to get subbed off for Patterson. But I do feel sorry for him, and I don't know quite what they're expecting of him really. And he'll be thinking, what am I doing here? But they spent $5.5 million on him, and they can't get the ball to him. And he's pointing there where Tomlin should be running, and Tomlin's looking at him thinking, but maybe you want to do a bit of running yourself, Anyway, Fulham just playing out from the back again. They're keeping the ball well, but they're not going anywhere at the minute. Sessegnon finds Tim Ream, centre circle he is. All the time in the world to find Mawson at his side. Mawson for a better ball. Caballero lays it off. Kearney now just lays it backwards. They're seeing plenty of the ball without doing an awful lot. Mitrovic constantly showing for it. Morrison gets sucked in now, and Mitrovic stabs it round the corner, very nearly good. It's one of those, isn't it? It nearly works out for him. Mitrovic is too strong for both the centre backs, and neither is able to comfortably deal with him.
Yeah, he's too good for this league, isn't he? He just looks, the way he moves, every time he shrugs off Morrison and Flint, they don't know whether to get tight, give him a bit of space. Either way he goes past him, he's winning everything in the air as well. He's not as tall as Flint and Morrison, but he looks far stronger on this occasion. His touch is good, he's bringing people into the game. Him and Caballero especially linking up really, really well. He's got his goal as well. From a Fulham point of view, you wouldn't like this to be the case, but there must be a few just having a beady eye over him tonight in the Cardiff City Stadium, thinking maybe we could take him off Fulham's hands for a decent late bid.
Yeah, maybe, but I thought Newcastle were mad to let him go anyway. I know they got Rondon, but then Rondon has now gone, and then the number 9 in now is nowhere near as good as Mitrovic. Anyhow, it's a free kick for Fulham. Despite all everything that we've said in this half, they've had nothing to show for it really, Fulham, apart from good stats in terms of possession, because they haven't troubled Alex Smithies once. We'll have a recap in a minute when the ball goes out of play, if Fulham can do that, because at the moment between Ream and Mawson, who've just shared the ball about 8 passes between them, now 9, they're not going anywhere. Arte back to Mawson, halfway, just over the halfway line now, flicks the ball forward looking for Kenny, holds off Rawls, ball back for Ream. Arte, Bakuna holds him up, ball back on the inside for Reed. Reed turns and goes backwards. Then it's like Fulham have lost the plot a little bit here.
Well, it's like, they're playing some nice football, but they're playing in front of Cardiff. Cardiff are happy to do this. They're almost defending 4-2-4, right? They're pushing them back towards the halfway line and kind of play through us. Here they come, maybe not. Reed could have taken it into his stride there. Tried maybe a bit of a safer option. There's been a couple of occasions where you just want a player to get it out of his feet and take a bit of a chance. Yeah,
Fulham here again. Tim Ream turned back to Mawson. I think they're trying to break the stats for how many touches 2 centre-backs can have in a game. But anyway, knockout into Reid. Reid's got to battle away there under a bit of pressure from Glatzel. 75% possession, and the ball now breaks to Reid. He's able to drive forward, goes sideways though, and then a good ball forward now. Joe Bryan into the box, but a good challenge from Peltier. That goes out for a corner. The Cardiff City Stadium, the second half, an exercise in tedium. Quite frankly, Fulham, between Mawson and Ream, are trying to break the record for how many times they can pass to each other. Occasionally they do break forward, and they do look the better team. Cardiff still waiting. Hunting for
the last passage of play was one of those where you wanted a goal to come, because you wanted to know how many passes have been involved, because they just seem to be knocking it about forever there. Fulham broke down in the end. Here is Kearney. Knockout gives it away. Weak pass really by the Frenchman, and a toe in from Joe Rose. Just looking at the substitutes for both sides. Cardiff Woakes, Patterson, we've already seen Nelson, Mendes-Lang, Day, Bogle and Junior Hoylett. So options for them as break-offers. Arter goes for goal, well wide though, from 25 yards out with his right foot. For Fulham, McDonald, Johansson, rode at the goalkeeper, Lamar Shawn, Cyrus Christie rather, Abubakar Kamara and Josh Onoma.
Quite like Kamara, I think he's alright. Not so bothered about much of the others. And well, we're going to see that Junior Hoylett getting ready to come on. Yep, he's one of them. And then the other one is Cam Patson, who has been warming up forever. So clearly they want to get going. I think Gavin White had been quiet the second half, maybe because they couldn't. Again, they're not passing to him, so he's not able to get involved. He looked like he could be making the difference, but they are not going to take Murphy off, are they? Clearly the striker's going to go. Be interested to see what they do. But anyway, here come Fulham out the left hand side. An opportunity for Harrison Reid, but a ball to nobody really. And in the end, Gavin White gets back and helps out. Right, looks like those changes may well be made now, and the first one will be 17 for 13. So Lee Tomlin. Yeah, again, I can see that. He's not done an awful lot, has he?
He looks like a player who's playing the wrong team for me, Lee Tomlin. He's got some nice touches, he's going forward, but he plays like a reverse ball and everyone kind of watches it go past them and then reacts. I think it maybe a team with a bit more proactive in possession, shall we say, might be a better fit.
I mean, he's the second striker, isn't he, really? And I guess the second striker comes on for him, Callum Patson, utility player. But really, we know him as a striker now. Well, Junior Hoylett looked like he was coming on, and
there's that Gavin White trotting over now. So yeah,
he's a bit unlucky, isn't he?
Yeah, he played well in the first half, and they seemed to be targeting Bryan down the Fulham left, but that kind of went a bit quiet. And I think Hoylett and Murphy, though, they're the best wing combination. They looked at a brighter team when both of those were in the side last season in the Premier League. Hoylett's one of those players, though, where he can be magnificent some days, but you're never quite sure the next day.
I think I'm glad they didn't hang out their striker to dry there by taking him off. Poor challenge from Murphy there, who's gone out to the right hand side now and brought his man down. So Bryan just having a word and maybe a laugh with him. I don't know if those two know each other or what, but anyhow. Well, Flint and Morrison are both taller than Mitrovic, but he has a canny knack of finding space, and he's strong. He's barging Flint out the way at the minute.
Well, and Flint's playing into his hands here. Just step off him. Don't let him get involved, because he's always going to spin. He's always going to be too strong. He's trying to wrestle him a bit.
Ball into the box is a shocker, though. Patson clears it at the near post. And then the ball spooned up in the air. Not a great ball from Sessignon. Knockout is going to fight for it, and Hoylett loses the fight there. But again, well, good work from Glatzel, who's probably just feeling relieved that he hasn't been taken off. as Rawls is looking for a killer ball. He gets crunched by Harriata just as he's about to do that. Ball breaks for Patterson, but play will stop, and it's going to be a yellow card for Harriata.
Hardly a stranger to the referee's notebook. Is he Harriata deserved? I think they're a bit unlucky there, Cardiff. Actually, there's been a space on the right hand side, and the referee Tim Robinson brought it back. I think that's the points from the Cardiff players are making. Glatzel got back well, got forward well there as well, so that could have been his chance, but Neil Warnock biding his time. What they're complaining about here, Fulham, it was a poor it was a reducer, shall we say. He's sliding in, the ball's gone, and he takes Rolls out as he's coming down. That's how late he is.
Yeah, and you could argue he's trying to block the ball, but clearly he clattered him. You know, he's thinking, well, maybe because the ball is gone, and he's like, right, you know, I'm absolutely going to take you out, wipe you out. You're not going to play any further part in this attack. And
you're my man, and I'm not running back.
No, exactly that. He didn't miss. Anyway, that's what he's there for. As Flint fights with Kearney, and contested ball, but I think it might be a Cardiff City throwing. And if Morrison goes over across to take it, then it's as good as a corner. But I wonder what Warnock thinks about it. Over 70 years old now, as the assistant's having a word with Morrison, saying you've only got X amount of time. Well, I'll wait for the towel, try the ball. What a farrago this is. You know, it's not a free kick. Imagine if you did this with a minute to go and you're 2-0 up or something, you know. You'd be booked for time wasting, wouldn't you? Anyway, Morrison with the throw. It's a decent throw in, good header away by Mitrovic, and Cavallero fights for it. He turns inside another, and then Arter flings himself down to the ground. He can't believe a corner kick's being given.
Oh, he's dived, doesn't he? You know, for a man on the kick, and he goes to the ground, and I think the officials having a word with his assistant. Of course, all the players are surrounding him, so there's going to be no decision made until they've all cleared off. This is something I've seen with VAR, where the referees are saying, I can't make it, they're all having a go at him. He said, well, I can't hear what's been put through my headpiece, so we won't have a decision yet, I can't change it. Well, there's some serious talk going on here between the two officials.
I think they need to have a serious talk as well, but he's flagrant cheating that. He's trying to win a decision, you know, and here we go, second yellow card and a red card, and he's off. So he cleared out Rolls, got a yellow card for that, then he dived, and it was an obvious dive, an obvious attempt to cheat. And maybe that's changing the game. 68 minutes. Right, we'll provide a little update for that, and then we'll hand over to Jack to take us through to full time. At the Cardiff City Stadium, things have just changed. We saw Harriata get a yellow card for absolutely chopping down at Joe Rawls in his prime. Then he's involved in a little bit of a schmozzle. Morrison's trying to get past him. Arter intercepts him. Did he get caught? Did he not? Well, he makes a big swan dive. He's trying to win a free kick, but we didn't think there was any contact. We thought it was an obvious dive. And so the assistant referee and the referee Tim Robinson have a chat, and he gets second yellow and a red, and he's off.
Yep, silly play from Arthur. It's going to be a free kick to Cardiff, who've got a real opportunity now, haven't they? Of course, it's the final game before the international break. They play Derby away next up on Friday the 13th, a fortnight tonight. But if they can get a win here, it will give them a real boost into that break. It's Rawls' ball in, Bettinelli with the punch. He comes to Bennett on the left edge of the box. He's got Mitrovic with him. Bakuna, good ball in, but Flint was, he was dawdling a bit at the back post. I think he may have been offside. It may have been a good line. More than anything, looks like they're going to make a change. Well, Stefan Johansson will come off, or come on rather, but I'm trying to see what the change will be. Maybe they'll take a Reed or a Kearney off, or will they take a Knockout or a Cavaliero? Whatever it is, it's got to be negative change now to shore things up. Johansson has started the last few games, but they brought Reed in just to freshen things, according to Scott Parker. Just having a look, and it's Anthony Knockout who will be furious, as you can see. Does his due diligence, I suppose, gives a few high fives, shakes the hands, but I won't be surprised if he has a bit of a word with Harry Arter this evening. But you might have to fight Scott Parker for first scream.
No, exactly. They were the better team, weren't they? And then now they've had to take off Knockout, a real sacrifice of somebody who'd been playing well alongside Cavaliero Mitrovic. That's not to say Fulham can't go on and win it, but it just provides inspiration to the Cardiff crowd, the 11 that's out there for Cardiff, just thinking, right, we've just put another striker on, maybe we can get the ball to them.
But just going back to what is Arter doing there, he may have been clipped, but he took 2 or 3 touches, 2 or 3 strides. He knows he's going out and just throws himself to the ground. It couldn't have been more obvious. And it's poor play, as it looked like Glatzel was onside there. The ball just didn't quite reach him, but he was clever. They're trying to play this offside trap. It's working well actually, really, for Fulham. At that time they were almost caught out. Here is Hoylett on the left hand side against Session. He's got Bennett backing him up. Drops the shoulder, inside ball to Rolls. He's played well tonight, Rolls. Now Hoylett. Reed, does he win his side free kick? I think he does. And a chance for them to relieve them. Bit of pressure, clear the lines.
Yeah, I mean, what Arter did is he felt at something which was the tiniest bit of contact and thought, well, what you do is you throw yourself down to the ground. And Bettinelli getting booked for time wasting now. So he's on a yellow card. You know, and naturally, it's sort of, if you were a striker in the box, you felt that contact, you would go down as if to say, right, that did happen to me, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to emphasise it by throwing myself to the ground. But Arter's not that man, is he? He's chasing back to win a goal kick, you know. And not only that, it's such a clumsy way and ham-fisted way of doing what he needed to do. Like, you collapse, right? Contact collapse. Not I'm going on 2-3 strike. Oh, I might not win this, so I'll try and win a free kick. I think the ball might have gone off me, so I'm not going to get my goal kick. It's like that. It's like the joined-up thinking of a 5-year-old.
Yeah, well, at least, you know, like, if you make it initially, the ref says, "Oh, I think you went down a bit too early." He said, "Oh, it's a bit of a collision, ref. You know, it's a goal. It's a corner kick. Play on, and you kind of get away with it." But it's just so obvious, wasn't it? By Arter there. Here is Rolls, though. This is a shooting chance for him from distance. Goes for a goal. Hits the stanchion. Not testing Bettinelli, though. He was happy to see it go past his right hand upright. Decent effort by Joe Rolls there. One touch out of his feet. Takes it on and does strike it well. Strikes across it, though. And away from the goal. We've seen some nice touches actually from Glatzel in the last 3 or 4 minutes. Nice backheel pass in the air. Volleyed pass, I suppose. Seems to be getting a bit more involved again. Fulham taking forever. He's been booked for time wasting, but it's his defence's fault. He's got nothing to play for. He's trying to aim towards Cavaliero.
Well, they keep doing that thing, don't they, where they say, "Oh yeah, play up from the back," and he's Reed a bit of a coming together with Murphy there, and that's, I think, accidental collision, but neither of them looks good there, do they? And they're going to have a little bit of treatment. Yeah, I mean, obviously Cardiff are beginning to throw the kitchen sink. And Bettinelli, who's already been booked there, he's looking for targets out, and he can't play a short ball out because Cardiff are not allowing it anymore. And then so he's thinking, well, I've been told to play it short, and he's really a conundrum. And he got told off for it in the first half, if you remember as well. Anyway, a bit of blood there as the two players just collided. I don't quite know how it happened, but most things happen at sea. Bit of blood, though.
Yeah, a bit of claret, like you say. St Reed, I think we'll have to go off here and maybe to get patched up. No, I think he'll be all right. Can't imagine a sugary drink's going to be too nice, and a fresh cut though might be a bit of a sore one, as Scott Parker still looks pretty calm. Neil Warnock as ever, just you're never quite sure. He seems to be shaking a bit. He's ready to go if he scores, isn't he? But
Well,
he's keeping his cool at the moment.
The thing is, he got excited at the right time, you know, for the Artie thing. He's like saying, well, hang on, he doesn't miss a trick, really. I quite like him, actually, Millwall.
As Bakuna scoops the ball towards the back post, and Morrison flicked away by Mawson. The seconds will be Hoylett's. I thought he should have kept that in and gone past his man, but they've got this great long throw with Morrison. There'll be another flat delivery, plenty of bodies in the box. Fulham are very, very deep, but they'll be attacking this, Will Cardiff. Scott Parker's looking to make another change now. He's beckoning one of the subs towards him. 3 or 4 were warming up. He's of course made one substitution, down to 10 men if you just joined us. Fulham Arthur sent off for 2 yellow cards. There's a man who's gone down in the box. It's Flint. There's bodies everywhere. Caballero smashes it up into the air, and then Bennett, I'm not quite sure what he's doing there.
He elbowed him in the back.
No, Mitrovic is standing there. He's waiting, and Bennett just runs straight through the back of him.
First thing Mitrovic does there is he takes the ground, and he's like saying, right, you're going to have to do something. He's such a clever player, isn't he? And then the next thing, Bennett, to try and get the ball, just fouled him. Maybe there was pressure from that last corner kick, and Flint, but it's just like weight in numbers. Nobody particularly brings Flint down, do they? It's just like the weight of a crowd rushing towards him that bring him down. VAR may have had another thought about that, but that's not used in the Championship, so we'll never know.
Yeah, 13.5 minutes or so left of the 90. We'll get plenty of stoppages, I think. Looks like Abubakar Kamara is going to come on for Fulham as well. He's been rehabilitated, I suppose, after a couple of training ground spats with Alexander Mitrovic last season. Went on loan to Turkey for the second half of the campaign. It's a training ground spats, a few on-pitch spats as well, with penalties and things like that. You'd imagine Caballero will be the man who is replaced. Wingers and strikers don't always go the 90, do they? There's a foul on Brian there. Then Johansson goes down. It will be a free kick to Fulham, just 3 or 4 foot inside the Cardiff half. Reed's recovered from that cut he had. Plays it quickly to Mawson. Mitrovic round the corner to Caballero on the right hand side. Always has his body in the right position. Caballero gets there in front of Rolls. Then Bennett, that's obstruction by Bennett. The ball is right on the line. They're still playing, real scramble. Caballero's not giving it up. He's cleared just about by Bennett, and there's a bit of a 50-50. Patterson goes hunting down Reed, but even with a man less, Fulham are dominating possession here and seem a yard ahead of the opposition. That's
it. Now all this ball playing can come to the fore, but it was a bit harder. Yeah, I thought like you that Bennett there gave away free kick. Illegally sort of blocking off, but Caballero scrapping away, and he's probably going to be taken off, isn't he, Caballero? I like AK-47. I think he's got something about him. He's very dynamic, isn't he? And it gives him a chance. I still don't think Fulham are out of this with 10 men.
When you've got the initials AK and you take squad number 47, you've got to have something about you, haven't you? And he does have something. You're never quite sure with Kamara. There's an argument to say he's in a similar boat. He's never quite sure either, but he's always plenty of drama. I thought he played well against Barnsley, one of the few who did on the opening weekend of the season. So looking forward to seeing him introduced for the final stage of this game. Bettinelli will knock it long, looking for Mitrovic. Going to see that quite a lot, you think, in the...
I thought they might bring on Le Marchand or something like that and just think, all right, we'll try and shore it up and take the point. But again, we saw last season.
We've seen them defend for 2 years now, John.
So I did think last season that when they got their new manager in, I think going to a back three, well, we've got some really terrible defenders. Let's have another one of them on the field. Wasn't necessarily the right thing to do.
Yes, good challenge by Ream on this occasion. Bakuna will pick it up on the halfway line and just go past a couple of red shirts and work it wide to Bennett. Bennett down the line. He'll find Hoylett hugging the touchline. Sessegnon just sends him back. Caballero still going, makes a good challenge. Rolls is under pressure from Kearney. Bennett has to go back to Flint. He'll sweep it along the line.
Well, Caballero's fighting like a tiger, isn't he, for the cause? And but yeah, he's probably going to get the hook, isn't he? It's a shame for him because he's really putting himself about. Maybe he knows he's going to go, so he's trying his best out there right now. But spirited performance from him.
Yeah, Johansson. Brian goes forward, beats his man. Got to be an advantage. Yes, there was. clear pull back, and it looks like Cardiff for the team without a man light at the moment. Fulham have just rediscovered a bit of their verve. There's going to be a yellow card for a Cardiff player. Have a look at Bakuna. It was in the middle of things there, with Kamara about to come on by the looks of it for Fulham. I guess Caballero will be the man.
Yeah, I think very likely, isn't it? But they're not going to go with 3 up top, are they? So Caballero again, he's probably unlucky, because I think he's played with lots of heart and spirit. He played his game really today, but like we said, the wild card comes on. AK-47, Boubacar Kamara, you don't quite know what to expect, but he can be very dynamic.
Yeah, it looks like Mendes Lang's going to come on as well for Cardiff in the next few minutes. High five from Mitrovic and Kamara. Yeah, Mendes Lang has come on. I guess would either be Glatzel or Josh Murphy's gone off, which is maybe he's run his race, but he's been Cardiff's best player from an attacking point of view. Got the goal as well. It's 1-1 if you just joined us. Cardiff against Fulham in the penalty tube studio commentary. Fulham down to 10 men. Harry Arter sent off for a second yellow card.
It's typical Warnock that they could get them on the back foot here. They've got to be worried because Fulham still play a bit of football. I'd be tempted to go back 3, wouldn't you? And just say, right, let's get on the front foot against these guys. And here they go now. They've got an opportunity, Cardiff.
Yeah, Glatzel it is. Carries it forward. Good ball through. Mendes Lang was almost there, and Brian.
Look at the Fulham line again. It's like a dog's hind leg, that. How many times do you look at them and somebody's playing somebody on? Mendes Lang into a big gap there. And again, where's Brian? Who's Brian marking at this point? In the end, the ball doesn't come quickly enough, but and the flag didn't go over Mendes Lang. It should have done, actually.
Yeah, well, it's funny. Fulham, from like set pieces, really, really well organised, which is something we definitely did not associate with them. But from open play, absolutely all over the place. And you mentioned it, Mawson's a top player at this level. He should be screaming at everyone and dragging everyone. He should be the last man all the time, but he doesn't seem to be having much control of his backline. And Hoylett towards the back post. There's Patterson, but so is Brian. Good header away by him. Mendes Lang, first real touch for him. Ball towards the penalty spot. Heads go up. It's Glatzel. First opportunity. Always a tough one though. He's running across the ball, having to go behind himself, and his header glanced wide of the far post. Yeah,
I mean, it was an attempt. I mean, again, he looks fairly innocuous, that, but he's got to win. He didn't get a free ride in there, like you said, glancing across, but he's getting closer and closer. He will feel that at the back end of this game he can actually get involved. They need to get on the ball a little bit more still, though. But yeah, that was something for them.
Yes, as Hoylett down to Bennett. Bennett thinks about going past his man, thinks better of it, I think, and well, he's going to get himself in all sorts of trouble. Yes, Kearney has dispossessed him. Bennett fell to ground. Kamara, first touch for him. Well tracked by Bakuna. Bakuna does well, just gets a toe poke in there. And there'll be a throw into Fulham on the near side. 7 minutes left on the clock. 1-1. And, a few tired legs out there. Tom Kearney did ever so well to dispossess Bennett. He was a bit sluggish in possession, if I'm entirely honest. Sessegnon taking his time, managing the game a bit here at Fulham. I think they'll feel that if they can get one chance, they might just take it and get a victory, because at the moment you're not quite sure where Cardiff's potentially decisive goal is going to come from, as Glatzel goes right through Kearney, and it'll be a free kick. I'm not quite sure if it'll be anything more from the referee Tim Robinson, but Kearney's definitely felt that.
At the Cardiff City Stadium, well, although Fulham are down to 10 men, it's not as if Cardiff have really been able to throw the kitchen sink at them. You've got to get the ball first. We have seen Mendes Lang come on and put a decent ball in. Glatzel header drifted wide. He's shown up fairly well this second half. Rolls a shot wide, but they're hardly peppering the Fulham goal, and it's still one apiece.
Yes, a free kick to the Cottagers. AK-47, Boubacar Kamara. And Mitrovic, the only forward players. He takes quick Johansson into Kamara. Great play by Kamara. Sessegnon knows tracked his run towards the near post. It was poor. Peltier was wrestling with Mitrovic. They're scared of Mitrovic, you can tell. Peltier didn't fancy it at all against the Serb. But that was clever play, taking the free kick short. Sessegnon tracked his run. Long clearance by Smoothies. Mawson will see it out. No, he just gets away with it. It goes down. It's going to be a goal kick as Hoylett the last touch. We're going to see a replay. It was Abubakar Kamara, clever over the top, step over, dummy I suppose, but we're just seeing it. Peltier is not even looking at the ball. He kind of, if you were rugby union or maybe rugby league, if you're on the gain line, he sees his man and drives straight over the top of him, doesn't he? Peltier. There's another yellow card, this time Mawson for time wasted.
That would be a VAR sure thing for a penalty, wouldn't it? I think that what we've just seen, but of course you don't get that, and they got eyes in the back of their head. The referee didn't see it, couldn't give it, and wouldn't be tempted to either because the ball was nowhere near that incident. But shocking defending by Peltier there, really. But he knows this season he can get away with it. If he was in the Premier League, no chance. But maybe he wouldn't have done it.
No, as Johansson all the way back to Bettinelli. Long clearance by the former England squad member. Maybe get a call up another time, but playing for, speaking of rugby union, he was playing for territory there and found his touch, and it will be a throw into Cardiff. Seeing a graphic, late winners for them this season. He scored in the 96th minute against Luton, 88th minute against Huddersfield.
Well, they're clearly fit and they keep going, don't they? And again, we might not see the end of it. There's going to be a lot of added time. Yeah,
both of those 2-1 wins as well. So omens are good, I suppose, for the Bluebirds if they are to get a win from this. Lee Peltier with the throw-in. Down the line it goes. Flipped on by Patterson. Bryan hooks it up the line. Peltier waits.
Well, they can leapfrog Fulham if they do get a victory. You want to put the better teams behind you, and Fulham's certainly one of those. I think Fulham go up this season, I really do, but this could be a good win for Cardiff and just reignite. Sometimes you get those teams that need the impetus of a decent early start. A victory like this could really get them going and ignite the expectation, get the players feeling good about themselves, and all those kind of things.
Yeah, international break coming up as well, so go away on holiday for a week, recharge your batteries, feel confident, all those kind of things. Kamara's hand, not according to the referees. Away, Hoylett now, left edge of the box. Reams just trying to stand him up. Hoylett didn't quite fancy going past his man. Bennett's pass is Morrison.
Whoa!
And that was the chance. It was one of those where he saw it all the way and he nodded it into the ground. Morrison, hands on his head, and he knew there. Bennett, great ball in towards the back post. Morrison, he knows anything on target, it's probably going to go in. Guides it towards that back post, maybe hoping for a touch as well, but none came.
Yeah, I think it's not the bat in the ball, that is it. I didn't think he necessarily was looking at goal. I didn't think he had the devil about him there where he's thinking, bury this in the back of the net. It's just sort of glanced it across, hoping for a touch, hoping for a goal, and then when you're non-commit like that, you don't get what you want, do you? But there we go, as Kearney goes off now.
Yeah, it was a cross shot with the head, that, wasn't it? One of those in between. Having a look, yeah, Kearney's going to come off. Lamar Shawn will come on for the final moments of the match. There might be some work for him to do. Kearney's going to get a yellow card for how would suggest time wasting.
Well, he's going off. You could put the extra time on if you want, mate.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous, isn't it? And he's card happy, this fella. He carded Alfie Morse for time wasting as well, which is
when he was taking a free kick. Well, he's got average 5 so far this season, and he got to the hour without one. So maybe he just fancied something for the train on the way back. but then,
he could have taken a paper with him or something.
As Kamara just had a foul of Mitrovic. We'll hopefully see it again. Not according to the official. Ball's been there. Reed's there. He helps though. Mitrovic is still down, nursing an ankle problem.
Or is he? Anyway, he couldn't get up too soon because he's claiming that he really got caught there by Flint, but the referee didn't buy it. That's not to say it didn't happen though.
Yeah, Ream wins it against Patterson. Patterson comes up, it rolls into the box. Can he keep it in? Under pressure from Mawson. Hoylett now in a bit of space. Can he go inside Sessignon? Ball towards the back post is aimless. You just want a bit more conviction there from Hoylett. Hoylett should have taken his man on first time, but he's 2, 3, 4 touches allows Sessignon to get back into position, really, and a poor ball in the end.
Get the Mitrovic climbing there, but yeah, he puts himself about Mitrovic both in defence and attack. Don't like look at this referee really. Anyway, Sessegnon's got cramp. No, honestly, he has. I mean, he might have. He worked hard today, but what can you do? Well, book him for having cramp, ref.
Yeah. Book him it's his fault for being injured. So.
Well, you know, he's got to control, but he's got to remember as well, he can put time on as he wants. Looks at his watch. All right, mate, well, you've got the whistle. You tell everyone when it's finished. 6 minutes of added time. Lordy, that's a long time.
Yeah, obviously chose to get the late trade then, if that's the case. As Mawson comes over the top of Patterson, I thought a bit of a kick out in there, but nothing. I think Scott Parker saw that as well, but nothing coming from the official. So Bennett, long throw down the left-hand side, headed on by Glatzel. Ream hooks it away. Patterson now over the top, all hands to the pump. Johansson misses his clearance, but the ball falls to Kamara. Kamara will knock it long. Mitrovic has to chase on. Well, he's going to put some pressure on the Smoothies. He'll have to clear with his left foot. The goalkeeper does extremely well in the end. Knocks it long, finds Patterson. Hoylett, seconds fall to Rolls inside Fulham territory, and there's a bit of miscommunication between Ream and Bettinelli. Back to the goalkeeper. It was a good pass by Ream.
I thought that was decent, because what you often see is the goalkeeper move, change the angle. And you think you got no chance. Then he decided, right, I'm here, you know, and I'm not moving, and it made that back pass a little bit easier. But they don't communicate particularly well. Fulham under pressure now. We'll see what they're made of in these next 4 or 5 minutes if they can get the ball.
Yes, Kamara and. Sure, it's a Cardiff ball. Well, yes, no, Fulham ball, and it will be Fulham throwing just short of the halfway line. Sessegnon will take it. 4 of the 6 adding on minutes still to come. 1-0. Fulham down to 10 men and taking their time.
They weren't ready to catch that ball. Sessegnon was going to lose it, but anyway, Fulham keep going, don't they? And I think that they regard it as a good point now. It would lift them into 4th place in the division. Like I said, there's 3 points off Swansea and Leeds who meet at the weekend. So, yeah, something probably going to give there. You never know.
Yeah, long thrown again down the line. Rolls picks up the seconds. Bakuna, Peltier's in acres of space. A bit reserved, I suppose, in his position there. Peltier could have given himself another 10 or 20 yards further up the field, but very deep and has to go long. Sessegnon misses the header. Hoylett, will he pick up the second? No. Good work back by Kamara. He's got to be fouled by Hoylett. No. Glatzel plays on ball into the box. No bodies there though. Maybe he should have been the man on the 6-yard line. Mawson, Mitrovic is doing it on his own. Morrison does well. Rolls into Patterson's feet. Patterson turns and shoots from miles away than Lamarchon. Cool, I suppose. Nods it back. Keeper just about keeps in. And a few more seconds tick by for Cardiff.
Yeah, he's going to take his time. You're not going to book him twice, is he, for time wasting, even though he is. You know, it gives him a lot of rope to hang himself with now. Bettinelli has still got the ball in his hand. I think a point apiece would be probably just about right. You know, really. And then I only think that because Harry Arty was so stupid to get that second yellow card. Other than that, Fulham will point to their performance. When they had 11 men, they were dominating the game, creating more chances, and probably should have been winning the game.
If they keep 11 on, you think 2, probably 3-1, don't you, in Fulham's favour, the way that the game was going. But yeah, point's a good point in this situation. The foul by Kamara on Rolls, I think given by the assistant in the Cardiff half. And a chance now for them to put the ball into the box. Need a good delivery. Yeah, Kamara, silly play really. Always going to be second best to Rolls there, and just barges into him. And Rolls, high line from Fulham, apart from Lamarchon, who was about 5 yards behind everybody else. And well, again, we saw it.
That's atypical of Fulham, isn't it? Back 3, and Camera lingers on Lamarchon, who pound for pound might have been the worst defender in the Premier League last year, but I still maintain it's Tim Ream.
Well, at least together, I suppose. Rolls in swing corner kick. Esgot Mitrovic wins it, of course. Then Kamara boot it clear, win a bit of territory. Smithers comes out.
Mitrovic has been awesome tonight. You know, just fantastic. He's grabbed a goal, he's held the ball up every occasion he's played his teammates in. He's been their best defender, but it's a terrible ball from Hoylett. Absolutely no conviction from him, and the flag had gone up anyway. But I'm a big fan of Junior Hoylett, but he's had a bit of a nightmare since he's come on.
Was a hopeful ball. It was a prod, wasn't it, that with his left foot. Given the official man of the match, Alexander Mitrovic. You got to think there must be, I'll just throw out a name, someone like Benfica, someone like that. He must be looking at this and think, is he worth a late heavy bid? That
a lot of teams who are in Europe thinking, well, actually, we've got into Europe, we're in the group. Who do we need? Somebody who, like him. I think he's worthy of playing European football and playing at a higher level in the Championship, and obviously he is. And he's been great tonight and grabbed his goal. But also the way he's defended, he's won about 5 or 6 headers, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been fantastic. Like you say, as Morrison wins the header, Hoylett flicks it on. Mawson will field it against Glatzel over his head. Bennett, one last chance maybe for Cardiff. Down the line to Hoylett. No, Mawson's there. Sessignon misses his kick, rolls. Good strength and good skill. Bennett clips it down the line. Mawson again wins the header. Hoylett wins the header this time. Foul, was it by Patterson? No, Glatzel helps it on. Rolls. Glatzel wants it, a bit of space. This is his time to shine. No, Lamarchon gets there, knocks it forward. Janssen looks to keep it in. Ball was going to beat him to the line. We've played the 6. I think he might get to 7 because there has been a couple of stoppages. Mitrovic need a bit of treatment. Long throw down the line by Morrison towards Callum Patterson. And there's a push by Bennett. How can he complain about that? Arms on the back of Gamara, outstretched. It was like he'd been caught with a knife there, wasn't he? He had his arms stretched out then threw them up. Anyway, it looks like we're heading for a 1-1 in this Friday night fixture. A good game. Mawson's going to leave it. Him and Bettinelli have been booked for time wasting, so they've got to be careful with this. Bettinelli will be the man to take it. Long, aiming straight towards Mitrovic, you would think. Down the line, and Mitrovic is there as well. Goes all the way out for a goal kick, though. As I say that, the referee has called time on this game.
Right, so full time it finishes 1-1 between Cardiff and Fulham. There is 60 people in this stream. If you are new to the channel and you want to see more Cardiff and Fulham related live streams in the future, then subscribe to the channel. I'll be doing loads throughout the season. I've got like 2 or 3 Cardiff streams in between now and the end of October, and like I think 3 more Fulham streams from now and October. So what we're going to do now, we're going to look at the match stats. We're going to look at the league table as it stands, and then we're going to end the stream. So starting off with the match facts. Fulham have 69% possession. Cardiff have 31%. 11 shots for Fulham, 9 for Cardiff. 4 shots on target for Fulham, 2 for Cardiff, and 4 corners for Cardiff and 3 for Fulham. So pretty even game. Quite a lot more possession for Fulham. 2 more shots, 2 on target, more. So pretty even game. Goals by Murphy in the first half and Mitrovic as well in the first half. Harry Arter getting a red card in the 68th minute. But now we're going to look at the league table. So Leeds are top of the league. Swansea second. Charlton third. Fulham move up to 4th. Bristol City moved down to 5th. If you want to see how Bristol City do, I'm going to be doing commentary for Bristol City v Middlesbrough tomorrow at lunchtime. So if you're going to see that, then subscribe to the channel, then you'll easily find that. And then Preston are in 6th. Sheffield Wednesday 7th. West Brom 8th. Nottingham Forest 9th. Cardiff move up to 10th. Millwall are 11th. Reading 12th. QPR 13th. Blackburn 14th. Birmingham 15th, Derby 16th, Middlesbrough 17th, Luton 18th, Brentford 19th, Hull 20th, Barnsley 21st, Wigan 22nd, Huddersfield 23rd and Stoke 24th. So that is pretty much all from me today. I'm going to be doing 3 streams tomorrow. We're going to do Bristol City, Middlesbrough. We'll start that at 12 o'clock. Then we're going to do Chelsea v Sheffield United at 2:30. And then we will do Burnley v Liverpool at 5 o'clock. And at the end of the Burnley Liverpool stream, we'll be making somebody a moderator. So if you want to have a chance of being a moderator, then subscribe to the channel. And then just at full time of Burnley v Liverpool, just comment on the stream that I'll be doing, and then I'll choose somebody that comments to be a moderator. So that's all from me today. Thanks for watching. We're going to check our subs. We're on 1,605. So our target was 1,600. So we got that target, and we've gained an extra 5 subs. So that's pretty good. We gained we started off with, let me just check how much subs we had at the start of the day. We had 1,591 at the start of the day, so we have gained 14, I think. Yeah, 14 subs in the 2 streams I've done today, which is alright. Could have been a lot worse, could have been a lot better, but hopefully we do as well tomorrow. But I'm going to end the stream now, so hopefully I see some of you guys at lunchtime tomorrow for Bristol City versus Middlesbrough. Wait, let's just have a look at the fixtures we'll be doing, if there's any Cardiff or Fulham fans interested. So if we go on Cardiff's fixtures, the next stream we'll be doing is Derby v Cardiff, their next game. Friday 13th September, 7:45 kickoff. We'll do none of them two. In October, we'll do Cardiff v Sheffield Wednesday, 18th of October, and Swansea v Cardiff on Sunday. We'll do as well. And then for Fulham, we've got Fulham v West Brom, 14th of September. Fulham v Wigan on the 27th of September. And then Tuesday 1st of October, we might do that, I'm not sure. Wednesday 23rd of October, we might do Fulham Luton. And then Saturday, actually no, we won't do that, but that's it. So we've got 3 from each club, I think. But I'm going to end the stream now, because